All right, good afternoon, everyone. I am Misty. This is Dinner on a Dime, and today is going to be one of our topic videos. So today's topic is going to be 10 tips to help you stick to a grocery budget in 2025. So if you're anything like me, you are probably aware that inflation and grocery prices are super high and they are not really coming back down, right? We see prices go up, we see prices go up, we see prices go up. They might come down a little bit, but they're certainly not coming back down to where they previously were. And then it just feels like they go up again and again and again. And so I am working a lot harder to stick to a grocery budget in 2025. And I know a lot of you are probably doing the same thing. And so I have come up with what I consider the 10 tips that will help you stick to your grocery budget in 2025. So the first one, a lot of people are going to be like, no, please don't bring this up, but I do have to bring it up, is meal planning. Okay. So you can start with a simple meal plan. Write down the meals that your family likes to eat so that you can figure out what ingredients it is you need to be buying to feed your family. Okay. That is not how I do it. Okay. I used to do it that way, but I don't do it that way anymore. What I actually do is reverse meal plan. Okay. So I like to look at what ingredients I already have on hand, see how I can utilize those in meals. And then if I do need something, I can go to the store and I can add that one particular item in order to make that meal. And before I will do that, I will see if I can substitute it, right? So if I need one ingredient, do I really need that one ingredient? Or will a quick Google search, show me the way of like, okay, we totally don't really need to go to the store and spend $5 on that. We've got this other ingredient at home that we can use. So just remember, start simple. What does your family enjoy eating? Don't make this a Pinterest experiment. Don't make it, oh, let me go online and look for 10 new recipes and each one's got its own list of 15 ingredients it needs that I don't have. That's going to get really expensive really fast. Keep it simple and then avoid those impulses, right? You just don't want to go to the store and just pick up a whole bunch of random things just because they look good, because then you're not going to have anything that you can make meals with. So if you're meal planning or reverse meal planning, it's going to help you see exactly what you need to be looking for at the store. Okay, the next one is make a detailed shopping list. Okay, I've been watching a lot of videos online recently. There's a show that I found over in New Zealand that I'm really enjoying watching. And one of the things they do is they watch how the people are shopping. And almost every single one of them goes to the store with no list at all. Or if they do go to the store with a list, it's not very detailed. So making a detailed shopping list will help you stick to, okay, these are the items that I needed from my meal plan. This is what it is that I'm going to buy. Okay. The other thing here is it's going to help you avoid that impulse buy. Like, oh my gosh, those cinnamon Oreos that Selena Gomez has out look really good, but they're $5.99 a package. Okay, well, they're not on the list. I'm not going to buy those this week. Okay. They also help you to, making the list helps you to avoid browsing the aisles. And the more you browse the aisles, more tempted you are to buy other things. I fall victim to this all the time, which is why if I am going to browse the store, I am only going to browse the areas that I know are clearance areas in my store. Okay. That way I know I'm not overspending. And I also know that I'm not overpaying for items, right? Because I don't always have the time in the store to research up those deals and see if they're a great deal. So if I'm just walking aisle to aisle to aisle, chances are I'm going to buy something and then I'm going to do a Google search later. I'm going to be like, man, if I just waited and bought that somewhere else, I could have saved a whole lot more money. Okay, number 3 is something that I don't personally do, but it is highly recommended to keep a cash budget. Okay, the envelope system, I've looked into it before. It's just, I use my credit card responsibly and I like getting the points for everything that I buy. That way I have those for travel points. Okay, but if you are not someone who has access to a rewards card, or you are not the best about making sure that things get paid off every month, anything like that, the cash budget or envelope system is going to be great for you to help you stick to your grocery budget. And the nice thing here is that it physically limits your spending. Okay, if you've only got $50 to spend and you've got $50 in your envelope, that's it. Cut it off. Do not go any further. because if you're not putting it on a card, there's no chance for you to overspend because you've only got that $50 or whatever it is. Sorry, this curl that's sticking out is really bugging me for some reason. All right, so no cards, no overspending, right? Number 4, making sure you're utilizing all of the coupons and apps that are available to you. Right now, you've got grocery stores that do tons of coupons online. They often have their own cashback programs. You've got things like Fetch, where you can just simply scan your receipt and earn points for gift cards. You've got things like Ibotta, Merrifield, Checkout 51, all these different apps that you can use that you can get money back on your groceries, okay? The options are endless. There are so many. I pretty much only stick to Fetch and Ibotta right now. I'm not even really using Ibotta. I'm going to be honest, like I check it every once in a while, but I find that when I use Ibotta, I'm more tempted to buy things that I wouldn't have normally purchased, and that in and of itself is a budget buster for groceries. And so I just like Fetch because I can scan in my receipts and I earn points, and then when I have enough points, I can trade them in for a gift card, which then I can use on groceries or dining out or Amazon. There's all sorts of things you can do. And so I enjoy just being able to scan a picture and be done and earn the points, okay? But make sure you're utilizing those. And this not only allows for that extra savings, but you can also stack your savings. And so if there's a stack opportunity that I hear about available, I will take advantage of that. And what I mean by stacking is like if the store has it on sale, let's just say 10 for 10, right? So I'm going to get them for $1 a piece as long as I buy 10. And then I find out that Ibotta is giving back $1 each up to 5. I'll stack that deal. So now I'm getting $5 back from Ibotta. Sorry, someone left their cup on the patio last night and it's rolling around. And so then I'm getting $5 back on Ibotta. So now I've saved a lot more money, right? And so I will look for those stacking deal situations. I'm trying to find a way to get this cup to sit here until I'm done recording so it doesn't blow off the table. All right, so the next one is probably my favorite one: shop sales and learn when to stock up, okay? If it is a loss leader sale, so those few items on the front page of an ad that you know the store is taking a hit on, I love to stock up on those. Those are when I am going to get them at their best price. If it is on clearance, if it is a neat markdown, those things are what I'm going to spend the bulk of my money on. In fact, if I go to the store with a detailed shopping list and I find ground beef for 99 cents a pound, you best believe that list is going to get torn up. Like I am going to buy as much of the hamburger as I can in my budget and still get a few things I need versus spending my money on other items, because I will find a way to work with what I have at home for my meal plan for the week. Plus, I'm going to be able to stock my freezer with the ground beef I got for 99 cents a pound, or the split chicken breast I got for 99 cents a pound. Whatever it is that I find that's an amazing deal, I'm going to stock up on it. So the best thing here is shop your staples when they're on sale. If a staple item, something you use all the time, comes up as a loss leader, that's the time to stock up on it, right? So if you use a lot of spaghetti sauce in your house because you have little kids and they love spaghetti, great. When Ragu goes on sale for $1.47 a jar, limit of 5, pick up your 5. Whatever it is that becomes that really stellar deal, right? Like we used to get pasta sauce for 99 cents all the time, but it's been a long time. So when you find what is a good deal for your area, stock up on it. And then store anything you can for later use. Okay, so if it's shelf stable, get it purchased, get it hanging out on your pantry shelf, you'll have it for later. If it's not shelf stable, is it something you can freeze? I'll buy a lot of produce ahead, chop it up, freeze it, bring it out for cooking purposes later. I do that a lot with peppers, bell peppers, celery, onions, anything like that that I can, as well as fruit. You saw the other day I showed you I had a bunch of bananas on my counter, so all I did was mash those up in groups of 3, put them in baggies labeled for banana bread, stuck them in the freezer. That way I now have, I think it was 6 sets of bananas prepped and in the freezer, and then I can just pull them out and throw them in my banana bread recipe. So I'll just stock up when I find good deals, and then I'll have them for later, and I don't have to pay the higher prices later. All right, number 6, avoiding the store. So right now I am in no buy July. I am avoiding the store because I know if I go in and I see a good deal, I'm going to want to buy it. And then I'm just spending money I don't need to spend when the challenge is to stay out of the store and not spend money. Okay, so that's been a challenge for me. We're going to talk about at the end of this video how No Buy July is going so far. But that one has been tough. So if you don't need anything, if you don't specifically need an item, don't go in a grocery store. Because if you do, you're going to be tempted to start picking up items you don't need. Even if it's a clearance deal, it can become an item you don't need if you don't have money for it, okay? And then if you're hungry, don't go to the store. If you're hungry, go home and eat a snack. Don't go to the store. Because when you're hungry, you're not going to go look for hamburger. You're not going to go look for sour cream that's on sale. You're going to go to the store and you're going to look for chips and cookies and pre-made, ready-to-eat items. And then it's going to bust your budget. Okay? The last one on avoiding the store is if you have other people with you. Okay? I do not like to go to the store if I have my husband or my kids with me. Now I'll go with my mom because my mom is like me. She'll do the perimeter walk. She'll look for clearance deals. Cool. We're like-minded like that. My son loves it, but he still wants to go find like the treats that he likes regardless of the price of those treats. Now my daughter just cares about getting what my daughter likes. And my husband just doesn't like being in the grocery store at all. So he's not going to have the time or the patience to want to go find the good deals. So if you have someone like-minded that you can go shopping with and it's a fun experience, do that. That's my mom for me. We'll go to the discount grocery stores. We'll go clearance walks. We'll do whatever. But if not, just leave them at home. Just make it your time. Go enjoy it and have a good time doing it. All right, number 7, compare prices. So you've probably heard a lot about checking units of measure. So ounces for ounces, pounds for pounds, making sure you're getting the best unit price deal. But I say check between brands as well. It's not just, okay, if I buy the 16-ounce bottle versus the 32-ounce bottle, which one am I getting cheaper per ounce? It's looking at Bertolli versus store brand olive oil. It's looking at store brand sugar versus Domino sugar. What is the price per ounce when I look at those varying brands, okay? I have learned that I am very comfortable with using store brands on 99% of all foods that we eat. And so if the store brand does break down cheaper, I am not afraid to buy a store brand and use it in something. If the name brand's a great buy that week, perfect. It goes in, it mixes with everything else. So like if you go to green beans on my shelf, it's not going to be just like Del Monte green beans. It's going to be Brookshire's. It's going to be Walmart. It's going to be Kroger. It's going to be Del Monte. It's going to be whoever and whatever I picked up at a good price. Okay. So number 8, skip those convenience foods. Now, what am I talking about? I'm talking about pre-cut, pre-cooked, single serve. All of that is just costing you more money. Okay. Yes, they've done a little bit of the work for you, but they are charging you for the benefit of that little bit of work that they did, okay? If you prep it yourself, you will save a ton of money, okay? The only time that I buy like the pre-made pizzas or the pre-cooked chicken or anything like that is when I find it marked down. If I find it marked down 50% off, then I'm comfortable buying it, prepping it, doing whatever I want to do with it. But if it's full price, I'm not going to pay the extra for it. I will cut up carrots myself. I will peel potatoes and chop them. I will drizzle my own vegetables with olive oil. I will do all of the prep work myself because it's not very time consuming. It's really not. I was watching, like I said, that show on TV in New Zealand that I liked the other day. And the lady was just like taken aback that they wanted her to start grating her own cheese. And she said, oh my gosh, I'm going to spend hours a day grating cheese. And it made me laugh because I was like, okay, it literally takes a couple of minutes to grate cheese. You're going to be okay. Just skip the convenience foods if you don't have the money to spend on the convenience foods. Okay, number 9 is shop seasonal or local. Okay, so this can be cheaper and it can be faster. And it can be fresher, right? So if you can go local and you can get it for a cheap price at like your farmer's market, it's going to be fresh because it's grown right there. It's usually picked and brought straight to the farmer's market. I would not advise this in my area though. Okay. If you've got a great farmer's market, then I would say go for it. Unfortunately, in my area, we don't have a great farmer's market. It is almost probably 85% crafts at our farmer's market to 15% food. Out of that 15% of food, I would say 80% of it is baked goods, and then maybe 20% of it is produce, and then that 20% breaks down to probably 80% stuff that people bought at a store and resold versus 20% of it being fresh. And so I don't really go to my farmer's market very often. It's just not a good deal for me, and I don't find that it's any cheaper. But where I would find things to be cheaper is seasonal produce versus out of season produce. So if you're buying a watermelon when it's watermelon season, you're going to pay a lot less than when it's not watermelon season. Okay, you see where I'm going with that? And then the last one, number 10, is probably something that used to be my least favorite thing to do and is now one of my actual favorite things to do, and that is learn to track your spending. Okay, awareness is the key to not busting your budget. You have to be aware of, number one, what is my budget? Number two, how much have I spent? And number three, how much do I have left to go before my budget is just spent for the month? And then you just have to stop. You just have to stop, and you have to live with what you've got for however many days you've got left of the month. So what I will do for this month, I'm doing it a little different because I have a special notebook I wanted to keep it in just for the month of July, since it's no spend July. But normally I just log every single purchase on a line in a notebook. I have like my budget up at the top, and I just subtract each one off, and I keep a running tally all the way down, so I always know how much I have left. Okay, so if it's, let's just say $1,000 for the month, and I spend $200 at Walmart, I would take that off. I would have $800 left. Then if I spent $200 at Kroger, I would take that off. I'd have $600 left, right? So on and so forth, all the way down the budget. That's how I would do it. Now, I've never had $1,000 a month grocery budget, but if you do, great for you. But that wouldn't work in my house. So no by July. We are July 5th, the 5th day of July. I have resisted going in the grocery store so many times in that first 5 days of July. Now, I did have to go to Walmart the other night. I had to pick up ibuprofen, which is not a grocery item. That's medicine, medical item, right? But I was like, okay, I'm already here. I am going to need coffee creamer this week. Walmart is technically the cheapest place I can get it. So I spent $4.88 to buy one thing of Dunkin' Extra coffee creamer. That is all I bought there. Then I went to Tom Thumb with my mom on July 4th, actually. She just wanted to go peruse around, blow a little time, see what clearance deals she could find. I did not buy anything except one thing of cottage cheese for $2. I'll have to look in my book, but it was like $2.49, okay, for a thing of cottage cheese, which you're going to see me use in a recipe tomorrow. So that is all I've bought in the first 5 days of July. We bought coffee creamer and we bought cottage cheese because, like I told you, I'm going to stick to only buying what I absolutely have to have and things that spoil, right? That's it. So coffee creamer, cottage cheese. Okay, that's all I bought so far for no by July. All right, so there you go. That is my 10 tips to help you stick to your grocery budget in 2025. I promise if you will start using some of those, you will see a change in how well you can stick to your grocery budget. I use them all the time. And right now, the biggest one for me is avoiding that store, because I have, I'll pull stuff out of the freezer to make meals, and then I'm like, ooh, I have room in the freezer. And then I'll go to the store and I'll find a markdown on something, and it's like, man, I can fill up that space in the freezer, right? But it kind of defeats the purpose of having a no buy month if I continue to go to the store and keep stocking up on stuff. And the deals will be there. I promise you, the deals are out there. If you go to the store and you pay attention, the deals are out there. And so I hear my friends and my family all the time say that they can't shop the way I do in 2025. It can't be done. Guys, I'm out there doing it all the time. It's nothing has changed for me in the way I shop, the way I spend. My grocery budget is still my grocery budget. Nothing has changed there. I'm not making any more money, so I'm not spending any more money. It's just making sure that I'm shopping as smart as possible and sticking to tips like these so that I can do as much as possible with that limited grocery budget that I spend each month. So, all right, I hope you guys like the video. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to ring that notification bell so you get alerted when new videos pop up on the channel. And there will not be a cooking video today. You're obviously seeing this tips video instead. Tonight I am not cooking. Both of my kids decided to run off to Grandma and Grandpa's house, And so my husband and I are having that dinner we were supposed to have the other night when I ended up in the recruitment office all evening with my daughter. And so we are finally going to go out and have our date night. So I will see you guys in the next video. Hope you have a great night and see you later. Bye.